I gotta say, it's a little bit of an under the radar. I like to be a little bit weird and unconventional sometimes, but I feel like, when I saw kind of what the Miami Marlins did, I was intrigued. I was intrigued. They are in contention, even though they really didn't have too many prospects of being in contention this season. But they were basically, I think, had the approach of, hey, let's take some swings out here. So Jake Berger, who I believe is under contract or like is controllable until like 2029 or something like that. So pretty long for a player that's right now has like 26, 25 homers or something like that. I think he was like top 10 in homers. So I think that's a great pickup. Get that bat. They also picked up Jake Bell as well, or Josh Bell, I should say, switching first baseman. I think he's a solid bat overall, and I think that he can definitely be a good contributor for this team over that first base for them. So or DH. So I definitely think that those are two good pickups overall there, and they also got Ryan Weathers from San Diego. I think he was like 23 years old, but he it was like a highly drafted touted prospect and everything. I definitely think that was kind of a low risk move over there. So I think that this is kind of for me at least, it felt like an under radar type of transactions there. Didn't really give up too many like highly touted prospects. So good over there for the GM Kim Eng over there. So I overall, yeah, I think that was at least my first winner out there that maybe isn't the sexiest, but I'm like, wow, this is I think it's a pretty solid move.
Yeah, it's kind of strange to see the Miami Marlins being buyers of the trade deadline and kind of bringing over some bigger names. I do think Josh Bell definitely needs a bounce back. He's obviously capable of putting up 30 home run, 100 RBI seasons. He did it, I believe, a year ago with the Padres Nats, and overall, I think his first game with the Marlins, he went 4 for 5 with a home run. Berger gives them some extra power. I think, looking into what the offense was going into the year, a lot of on base guys, contact guys. It's kind of like, okay, how are we going to drive these guys in? I think that was a need for the team overall, and they seem to fill it. David Robertson also came over from the Mets to, help out with, cleanup duty as a closer. But in general, to watch them kind of make their way back into contention this year, hopefully these are some of the pieces that help them finish it off. We'll just have to see. I actually did, being White Sox fans, Wayne and I, it's like, Jake Berger in a year where the team was utter disappointment is like the talk of the town. He was like definitely a kind of a fan favorite. I always question like if his last name was Brown, would he still be as popular? But it's like, burgers and people in Chicago just are, true soulmates. So I, to see him go, it's like for a fan, it's kind of a hit, but I did like the return with Jake Eater. Not to go into a tangent on the White Sox, but yeah, overall, I thought that the Marlins, they are putting some chips forward. They are sacrificing a little bit of their future in order to secure, I think a playoff spot this year. Like whether or not they can go all the way is, it's going to be an uphill battle for them as a team. But I think overall, if you are a Miami Marlins fan, you're happy to see like a plan, a team that was built from the ground up, and then Kim Ing going out there and like trying to supplement the roster with pieces that will bring some pop, maybe a little bit of veteran presence, but also maybe, some additional playoff experience. So, no, I think that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, how about that trade, Eater Burger? That's who would have thought, right? I think Rick Hahn and Kim probably had a good laugh on that. But no, I think it was a solid return by the White Sox. If you want, you can definitely go a little bit on there. But I think was he a first rounder? I think he was very highly touted, or he was somewhat touted there. But I think for a player of Jake Berger's talent, I think it equates to them and kind of what they need. Plus, it always seems like the Miami Marlins have like just a backlog of pitching prospects. So I think that they're pretty solid there. They just definitely needed some at bats to go along with like Luis Arias and what he's been doing there. He's been like, honestly, he's been kind of like the MVP for the NL. Just if you want to go by like most actual value, I feel like if you erase him from that lineup, like they don't really have too much from there. So I definitely think like he was kind of like their table setter there. So adding in that pop, I think that puts them in that contention status there.
Yeah. The problem I see with Berger, and he's still young. He's still got some time to develop like his K to walk ratio.
Hmm.
He's either going to get the big hit, he's going to get a hit overall, or he's going to strike out a lot, or just not draw many walks. So I think he's in the bottom five in the league for OBP with those with qualified plate appearances, which to me would be it was a concern. It was like, okay, I love watching him go out there and obviously put up like 25 bombs or whatever, but I'm also a little bit concerned about his day-to-day, performances and his defense and how he actually fits into, what the White Sox were trying to mold. And it's like we've already got third base. I mean, to me, I think third base is wide open for the White Sox, but you know, Kenny, Rick, they might think that Yohan still has some potential there still. But playing him at second base, like I kind of knew, he's more of like your designated hitter, possibly a first base type, and we've already got that kind of penciled in for right now. So it was like I was just happy we got what I think is really good value on at least prospect profiles, what the guy's stats were a couple of years ago, a year ago now, and Eater's just got to find his way through those injuries to kind of make himself a useful rotation piece for the future. But no,
Hmm.
overall, yeah, I'm okay with Marlins as a winner in this situation.
Cool.